The inventory. If diamonds are a girl's best friend, then weapons are yours. And these are where your weapons live. But that isn't all that lives here. You can also look at your armor, the equipment that you can bring due to skill points, your mask loadout, and even which of the four characters you prefer to main. In Payday 2, you can take both a primary and a secondary weapon. Primary weapons are just that. They're your primary weapons for dealing damage and controlling the heist. These are often the bigger weapons, the stronger weapons, such as sniper rifles, heavy machine guns, and light machine guns. Shotguns are here as well. And in the secondary tree, these are where your weaker, usually lighter weapons belong. These are the lighter machine guns, the pistols, and even weak shotguns. Weapons cost money. You can buy the weapons with your available spending cash and not your offshore account. The higher level weapons require more money to purchase. For example, take the CAR 4. This is a weapon that you can buy at level 4, and as you can see, it costs very little money in comparison to, say, the AMR 16, which costs much, much more. When you purchase a weapon, you will see on the right-hand side how it has a ton of stats. All of these numbers, the higher they are, the better it performs in that stat. Each stat does something different. For example, the magazine is the total size of your gun's magazine before it has to be reloaded. In this example, the magazine size is 30. You can shoot 30 bullets before it has to be reloaded. Total ammo is the maximum amount of ammo that a gun can hold. In this example, the CAR 4 holds 150 maximum ammo. The rate of fire is how fast the gun fires when you hold down the trigger. Higher the number, the better. The damage is very self-explanatory. The higher the damage, the more it hurts, and the quicker you'll be killing cops. The accuracy stat is very important to all guns. The higher the accuracy stat, the more likely the bullet will go where you are aiming. Just because you are aiming in a specific spot does not necessarily mean that's where the bullet's going to go. If your accuracy on the gun is low enough, your bullets will be flying in different directions opposite of where you're aiming. Weapon stability, or recoil as most of you would know it as, is how much the gun bounces when you hold down the trigger. The higher the number, the less it bounces. This is a number, especially regarding assault rifles, you want to improve. Concealment is a stat that is entirely dependent on stealth weapons. The higher the concealment, the harder it is for guards, policemen, and civilians when your weapons are drawn to notice you. And finally, threat. The higher the amount of threat, the easier it will be to intimidate guards and get civilians to get on the ground when you shoot your weapon. After you purchase a gun, it can then be modded and customized to your suitability. Each gun offers a variety of mods that changes a different set of stats. You can make some guns more powerful, or you can make them really accurate. You can make them have very little recoil, or you can make them very high in concealment. The choice is yours. To unlock weapon mods, you need to complete heists and earn a weapon card in a Payday. If you want to rename your weapon, say to give it a custom name or just to remind you of what that weapon is built for, all you need to do is to click on the weapon's name on the right-hand side, and then you can change it to whatever you wish. You can also bring a melee weapon. This is useful for when enemies get too close. You'll notice that damage and knockdown have two sets of numbers beside them, one outside of the brackets and one inside. This will be explained momentarily. We start though with charge time. Charge time is how long you have to hold down the melee attack key for the weapon to be fully charged. When you unleash a fully charged attack, the numbers in brackets will be the ones that are used. So in this example, using the fist, when you fully charge the fist of once it takes 1 second to charge, it will do 30 damage. And now on to knockdown. Melee weapons have a built-in knockdown ability. The higher the knockdown number, the higher the chance that the enemy will be knocked down. This works in the same way. The numbers outside of the bracket is when you don't charge your melee attack. The number inside the bracket is when you do charge your melee attack to its fullest. In this example, a fully charged punch with your fist has a knockdown rating of 87. Range is how far the melee weapon reaches. The higher the number, the farther its reach. Onto the armor. There are 7 sets of armor in the game. Each of these, with their own stats, is much like weapons. We have the armor stat, the concealment stat, speed, dodge, steadiness, and stamina. Once again, the higher the number in all of these stats, the better. Starting with the armor stat, no surprise, the higher the number, the more damage your armor can take before it runs out. Onto the concealment, again, much like weapons, the higher the number, the easier it is for you to hide and be safe in stealth. The speed stat, much like its name, is how fast you move in this set of armor. The higher the number, the faster you move. The dodge stat is a bit tricky. The higher the number, the more you will dodge bullets. In-game, it's hard to tell when you've dodged a bullet, but you can tell when you've dodged a bullet when your screen flashes, yet you take no damage or armor damage. It'll also make a slightly different sound effect. Listen for this. In regards to weapon steadiness, the higher the steadiness number on your armor, the more it smooths out the swing when you're aiming down the sight of a barrel for your weapon. And finally, the stamina stat. The higher this number, the more it affects your in-game stamina. The heavier the armor that you wear, the quicker you'll run out of stamina when you're running around. Next is the equipment screen. All 5 of these equipments are unlocked through skills, which we will get to in the next video. Starting with the ammo bag. This is a portable bag that you can drop at any point to give your team extra ammunition for when they run low. Health bag works in the same way. Whenever your friends are low on health, you can drop a health bag for them and they can heal up and get back into the fight. The ECM jammer is primarily used in stealth. It is used to disable cameras and other electronic devices for a brief period of time. The sentry gun is a deployable that you can put down to cover an area or to just give yourself an extra fighting chance. And finally, trip mines. These have a variety of uses, but the main one, which everybody knows, is a wall deployable that can be used to explode anybody that goes near it.
Right, now.
And finally, onto one of Payday 2's most recognizable parts, the mask customization. Everyone loves to make masks. Everyone loves to see everyone else's masks. It's a highly personable thing. In Payday 2, you can make any type of mask you want. All you need is a mask, a pattern, a material, a color, and you're ready to go.
Yep.
When you start mask customization, you will quickly realize just how deep the mask customization really is. There are a ton of masks, and on each and every single one of these masks, you can put on any single material, pattern, and color customization you can think of. You can make each and every single mask look as beautiful or as horrific as you please. We will show you an example of mask customization. Taking Mr. Smooth, for example. When you're ready to buy the mask, you will purchase it. It costs money though, so be wary of this. Once you've purchased the mask, double-click the mask to go into the next menu. Here is where you can select all of your materials, all of your patterns, and all of your colors to further customize the mask. As I said before, you can choose any one material, any one pattern, and any one color to make as beautiful or as horrific a mask as you want. This part of the game is completely up to you. Make these masks however you feel. When you've selected a material, a pattern, and a color, you can then finalize the mask to make it complete. Again, be warned, this costs much more money than buying just the template mask does. Sometimes this can cost over $1 million in spending cash. When you are ready, finalize the mask, and then try it on. Much like weapons, you can customize the name of your masks. All you have to do is left-click on the mask and change it to whatever you want. It will then have that as its nickname. Keep in mind, any mask that you customize and any weapon that you customize with weapon mods, both of these can be sold and you will get some of the money back. And in some cases, you will get some of the materials and colors and patterns back on your mask as well. In short, in the inventory section of the game, it's all about customization. Make the heister that you want to play.